I'm Jackie Miller, and I was really drawn to Sean's personality from the moment that I did the Branding Like a Leader challenge. This was the free challenge that he offered, and I'm so glad that he offered it because I joined the class and I was blown away. First of all, by his giving personality. For me, it was the personality that really drew me in. But then as he was sharing his wealth of knowledge, I realized that there was so much that I didn't know. I already knew there was a lot I didn't know, but there was so much that I didn't know. And he was just freely giving this information. It was evident that he really wanted to help people. And as somebody who likes to help people, that I connected with that. And then I was able to connect not only with Sean, but then with his team, with Junior and with Jason, Mr. B, and just the entire team has just been absolutely incredible. They are a joy to work with. They go above and beyond. One day, something had come up, and Junior he texted me just to see how I was doing, and that really touched my heart. So that relational piece is there. So if you were having any doubts about what Mr. Sean Rais and his team with the brand can offer you, let me let you know. It is a treat and it is a joy, and you will not be disappointed.
Guys, we're about to have so much fun at the Business to Brand Bootcamp, B2B. Listen, I know you got the LLC, the 501c3, the S Corp, the C Corp, and you're like, well, what do I do with this now, Sean? What do I do now? The empty business bank account, the business bank account with a couple zeros in it. What do I do with this now? You turn the business into a brand, right? You go B2B, business to brand. We're going to show you exactly how to do that at the Business to Brand Bootcamp, right? But we're going from hybrid, right? We're going from online to inline. I want you to align on time. So we're going from online, in time, and inline. We're bringing you to Myrtle Beach, guys. Myrtle Beach. That's right. Sun and fun and sand with the brand. 3 days. 3 days in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina with yours truly, Sean Rais. We're going to show you the fundamental basics, and then we're going to explode the fundamental basics into exponential brand development. So we're going to take you from B to B, Business to Brand Bootcamp. If you know how we started, guys. Listen, if you know how we started from the crickets to digits in the midst of the pandemic, when there was absolutely no movement, absolutely no flying, absolutely no in-person events. Guys, listen, that is over now. What you're going to do, what you're going to be able to do is sit with me in the same room. I promise you, it's so much different. It's so much different when we're in person, and I can show you the 5W framework. I can show you how to build your hashtag WON, put the world on notice, right? Show you how to change your attire to match your desire in the same room for 3 days, guys. 3 days with yours truly, Sean Rais. The entire brand team is going to be there. We are ready for you. We are ready to receive you in Myrtle Beach for 3 days of sun and fun and sand with the brand at the B2B Business to Brand Bootcamp. Let's grow.
All right, welcome, guys. This is Breakfast with the Brand. I am your host, Junior Frederick, and you are now tuned into the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. You already know if you're here live, two things. Number one, put some flames in the chat. Number two, let us know where you're listening in from. I have with me the king of branding and positioning. And today we're going to be talking about some very interesting subjects. Listen, I see we have a lot of ladies tuning in. Phenomenal morning. We're going to send out our shout outs very quick. But before we do, just go ahead, hit the like button. Definitely put your flames, put your location, and hit the share button. Let's get some more people on the live. Let's spread this knowledge. All right. So Sean, when you're ready, let's come out. Let's have some fun.
Oh, brother, I've been ready. I've been ready. I've been ready, right? I'm back here sitting back, looking, taking notes, and getting ready for this call, guys. Listen, we have a phenomenal one for you today. Phenomenal call for you today. So enjoy. We got Sonia from the UK and Puerto Rico. Come on. We are
Puerto
international,
Rico.
guys. We've been international. We international on the call. Junior, where you calling in from?
The 758, great. Saint Lucia.
Great. What does that mean?
We're the best. We're the best in the world. That's all. 758. Correct.
5875.
Yes,
Great.
sir. Yes, sir.
International. You know something? I just want to frame everybody real quick. Phenomenal morning, Reyes, Kimberly, Sonia, Sierra. I see everybody. If I don't mention your name, I still see you, Shay. Listen, you got to plant it mentally. You have to mentally seed it, nurture the seed, and grow it every single day in every imaginable way. I can remember 5 years before I cracked Earth, right? Literally, before we did anything at all, I said to myself, Sean East International. Didn't know how. You don't have to know how. Didn't know what. You don't have to know what. Didn't know when. You don't have to know when. You just have to know. You just have to know. And here we are. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, I want to send a quick shout out to everybody viewing. Phenomenal morning. Let's take it maybe almost from the top, right? So Sierra, phenomenal morning to Sierra. I see Sonia from the UK, phenomenal morning. Kimberly, good morning. We have Shade is in Puerto Rico. Shade, how is Puerto Rico?
Yeah, he's vacationing right now. Good
Yes,
stuff,
he
man.
is.
Well
Yeah,
deserved.
well deserved, well deserved. Also, I see Reyes. So Reyes, Kiana, good morning.
Phenomenal
All right,
morning.
so welcome, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Definitely share this out. Share this on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you're viewing.
We also
Amal.
yes, we
Yes,
do.
yes. Amal, good morning. All right, Shan. So before we get into anything, I notice a little transformation taking place, and I've
That's
wanted to ask you for a while. Hold on. Before I say anything, guys, put it in the chat. Does anybody notice anything a little different about Shan this morning? Let me see who's paying attention. Put it in the chat. I know it can't only be me, right?
what are you
Let's
talking about, man?
What am I talking about? Let's see.
You want a clear cut?
What is that? Is that
Clear
tea?
cut today. Huh?
Is that tea or is that coffee?
No, this is an espresso.
Oh, I thought you would go going over to the other side. Tea.
Nespresso.
All right, so let's see. So Reyes says blue suit. That is true, but that's not what I'm talking about. Hold on, I think Sierra got it. So Shan, what's going on? What's with the beard, man?
Well, the rumors of my grades have been greatly exaggerated, right? The rumors so I keep a clear business shave, right? Clear business super civilized. I try to keep an immaculate conception, right? When it comes to my face and presentation. Write this down, guys. Immaculate perception. Immaculate perception. The way people see you is the way you are. That's their truth, regardless of what you have to sell, regardless of what you say, whatever the case may be, right? So the universal business acumen is clean shaven, military, high level business. Like that's what it is. However, doing that in my entry, there was a lot of speculation. Some people said he doesn't grow hair. Some people said he's so young he can't grow hair. Some people said he's so old his hair is all white. Like his hair is so, everything is gray, everything is white. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So I said, well, let me go ahead and show you that I'm human, right? I am human. I shave every day, like I say, because every day my hair grows, right? So I want you to understand this too. You can come as you are, but also be human. Also be human and show that you can do something different. That's all. It's not so locked into your appearance. It's more locked into your approach and your results. That's what's really key. Like what's really key is your outcomes and your results orientation. So that's all. I just wanted to show that I'm human. I am able to, how do you say, do the crossover, right? Do the 1-2.
All right. That was very interesting, right? It's good to switch it up. Glad to see you joining my side, right?
You just said this side. Let me tell you something, young man. I was doing this long before you was able to grow.
I know.
Okay. I was doing this long before. Let me tell you, I had a mustache when I was 13. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a story. I went to see my grandfather one time. My mother sent me to their state, and I went to see my grandmother at one point. And my grandfather kept sending me back into the bathroom to wash my face. I come out the bathroom. He said, Sean, go wash your face. And I'm in there scrubbing. I'm about 13. I'm in there scrubbing my face. Like, what's this guy talking about? Maybe I was 11, 12. About 11, 12. So I come out and he tells me to go back in there and scrub my face. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? It was almost disrespectful and a little bit playful. He was playful, right? So he would play with me sometimes and have me do things that over and over again. So I'm like, yeah, what is he talking about? So I go in and I scrub my face again. And he says, he called his wife after seeing me for like the 5th time. My face is all red now, probably like my tie. I'm crying, you know what I mean? Like, what's wrong? Come here, come closer. So I come closer and he looks at me good. He calls his wife. He says, this boy has a mustache. And I was 11 or 12. Right. So that's how fast hair grows in my family. Right. So, yeah, I've been doing this a long time, sir. I don't know if he was even alive when I was 11.
Boy, I know. Yes, guys. Listen, I see a couple questions already coming in. We're gonna go to a short break, but when we do, Mr. B, we're gonna go to a short break now. But when we come back, we're gonna take a few of these questions, maybe dive into some more content. So guys, definitely tune in. Remember, like, comment, definitely share. We'll be back in a few. Let's grow.
Let's grow.
Welcome back, guys. This is Breakfast with the Brand. You are now live with the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. If you are now coming in, it's not too late. Put your flames in the chat. Also, let us know where you're listening in from. Guys, so I have with me the king of branding. We're going to bring him back out. We're going to get the show started. If you do have any questions, please feel free to just put them in the chat and we'll definitely get to your questions. So, Sean, when you're ready. Oh, there we go.
Come
All
on, let's
right.
get to it. Let's get to the
Let's get
meat.
to it. Let's get to it. So, the obvious elephant in the room. Well, it may not be an elephant in the room, right? For the people who are not inside the community, one thing we always love to do. We talk ever so often about the implementation of information, right? Taking information that you are given, implementing it to duplicate the results that you see us getting, right? And for those of you who don't know, one of our clients, a phenomenal client, was actually able to do that and get some real success. So let's talk about that, Shan. Let's talk a little bit about the successes. So people know that it's real. It's not just, you and I closing deals or whatever. You know, there's real people, other people that are not you and I, right?
Yeah.
Doing some phenomenal stuff. So let's talk about that.
Well, all you need to do is really go to my page, right? If you guys go to my page, you'll see it. But we have one of our clients recently closed a $30,000 deal in one day, right? And when I came, the very entry point, like my entry point was stating or promising and guaranteeing that your ROI was based on your SOI. Your return on investment is based on your speed of implementation, your return on income, your return on intelligence, your return on interactivity is based on your speed of implementation. And I also said very clearly, I said this so clearly. I said, make your yearly income monthly, your monthly income weekly, and your weekly income daily. And sometimes it takes a long time for people to really conceive it and understand what that means. What I mean is that if you make $60,000 a year, I can help you learn how to make $60,000 a month. And if $60,000 a year turns out to be about 5K monthly, I can show you how to make that 5K in a week. And if 5K a week turns out to be like 1K a day, I can show you how to make 10 of those a day, right? You could literally make 10K a day, 20K a day. So, and I say this, I also say this, the way you collapse it is the more inclined you are, the more receptive you are, the more implementing you are, the more studious you are, the more coachable you are. You can learn how to make a yearly income in a day. Literally. So we've done multiple six figures in a day. It's a close. It's all it is. It's a sale. So the young lady was able to, phenomenal client, was able to go back and forth with me on Slack. And we're talking about her going through the process with the institution, right? For her niche, right? Doesn't make a difference what your niche is, but with her specific niche, we went through her niche and she attracted her client. The way she did it was strategic. It was on LinkedIn primarily, but she was branded everywhere else. So I tell you, brand you across platforms, not what you do. So when people Google you, they'll see that it's repetitive and you're the same person on Twitter that you are on YouTube and the same person you are on Facebook that you are on LinkedIn. This is for the research, right? So they do the research before they cut big checks. So they did the research on her, communicated with her. She came back to me, told me what they were saying. I told her how to respond to that, how to design her presentation, how to articulate herself through the email responses and on camera, and how to position herself on camera and be a leader and not be anxious and be calm and be present, and what numbers to ask for and how to ask for them, right? And how to make sure that you make more money than you thought coming in, right? So we overstepped her number by about 10K, and instead of the 20K that she was looking for, we was able to get her $30,000. So she was able to make $30,000 in a day, right? And what I want you to know is that you can too. This is what we do. This is what we do. When I say we consult, this is what I do. This is who I am and what I do. And this is what we teach. And if you allow us to teach it to you and you take it seriously, then you will be able to take whatever you're making as an income yearly, first make it monthly, then make it weekly, and then make it in a day, just like that. It's all about application and your self-belief and your belief in yourself.
Yes, it is. Now, for the people who are just coming in, I know some people like literally just came into the room. We're talking about a client that closed a $40,000 deal based on the information, based on branding, based on the information that we teach you, right? And listen, everybody here has the ability to do this. Is that correct, Sean? Everybody here can build a brand.
Of course.
Everybody that's looking at us right now, you can build a brand. You could make 40K, 60K, 100K
And watch this.
in
Watch
a very
this. She attracted her ideal client to her. She became magnetic in the marketplace. She became a black hole. I talked about this last week. She became a black hole in the marketplace, pulled everything to her. Her referral came from someone who reached out to her. She didn't have to go searching, knocking on doors. This woman has never done a Facebook ad nor funnel. And you don't have to be successful. Just like I teach, you don't have to have an email list of 1,000. She didn't have 1,000 emails. You don't need to have 10,000. You don't need to know the who's who of the personal and professional development industry. The big names and marquees, you don't need to know them. You don't need to have a PhD. You don't need to have 5 books. You don't need to have a YouTube channel with 1 million videos. You don't have to have 100,000 followers. You don't need any of that. All you need is concentration, focus, the right coaching, open-minded, being coachable, and then running the play. Run the
very
play.
simple. Very simple. Very, very simple.
Very simple. Super
It's
simple.
literally
I don't like complicated.
exactly. It's super simple. And so let me ask the question to everybody looking. How many of you here would like to make your yearly income monthly? Put a number 1 in the chat if that's you.
Hmm.
If you would like to make your yearly income monthly, put a number 1. Let's see.
Yearly income, monthly income, weekly income, daily.
I see the ones coming in. Yeah, it's definitely possible. Everybody here has the ability to build a brand. Everybody has the ability to build a brand, and the answer is simple. The answer is branded like a leader. It's very simple. It's literally step by step. Sean, let's talk about that. What really is the key to success here? Because what I've noticed is that information is important, but the mindset, the mindset, the belief. Some people, even if they have access to the information, they don't believe in themselves. So what do you think about that? What would you say is literally the formula? If success, like in this space, for everybody looking, if they could recreate this sort of success using a formula, let's just say there was a formula to success when it comes to branding, what would the elements of that formula be?
Well, if you want to recreate the formula for success when it comes to this situation, first you immerse yourself in the environment. That's first. Immerse yourself. She took a huge leap of faith. She came into the community. She stayed there. This was not a overnight situation, but literally when she took it seriously and engaged, it was less than 90 days. It was less than 90 days from start to finish. So you have to commit. You got to make a decision, which means an incision, and cut yourself off from all distractions. She took it very, very seriously. Like things happened in her life for her to take it very seriously. There's sometimes when you hear something the first time, it doesn't hit you. Like when you're hearing us say brand you, not what you do, or make your yearly income monthly, your monthly income weekly, your weekly income daily. Sometimes it takes things to get really, really bad for you before you take it seriously as it is. Right. So there were some things that took place, and she just said, this is it. This is it. I have to give it everything that I've got. And that's when she became coachable. That's when she engaged. That's when she committed. That's when she actually did the play. People learn or hear you and they entertain what you say conceptually, but they don't apply it contextually. And that's why a lot of people have a lot of coaches, go through a lot of courses, are listening to a lot of information and don't have the results because they're not applying it contextually. They're entertaining it conceptually. So first you have to really believe it. You have to immerse yourself in the environment so that you're around it. And then you actually have to do the work. DTW, do the work. That's what she did. So you got to put yourself in the environment first. Put yourself in the environment so you can hear the work, learn what needs to be done while you're there, and then actually do it. That's what it takes.
There you have it, guys. It's so simple. Formula of success is so simple, right? So just the right environment, the right mindset, and just implementing.
That's it.
That's it.
Put yourself in the environment so you're not alone, because a lot of people like to think they can do it by themselves and in a silo. Oh, maybe I can do it on my own. I got a master's degree. The young lady has an MBA. She has an MBA. And sometimes when we got a little bit of intelligence or a little bit of education, we think we know what we need to do. Unless you're making $60,000 a month, you don't know what you need to do. If you want to learn how, then you need to be coachable. Take that degree off your wall for a minute in your mind, like take it off your wall, hide it because it's not bringing you what you needed to bring you. Pay attention to someone that's getting the results that you would like, and then do everything that they say.
So simple as running the play. It's so simple as running the play. You know, a lot of people, they ask me that question all the time. And, you know, being coachable is so important, right?
I got one more thing.
Yeah.
Junior, because the what is not as important as the who. The what is not important as the who, meaning it's not what you do, it's who you are. It's not what you do, it's who you are. So it's not about this tactic or this thing that you do. It's about the who you become in the process. So the who, see, she had to know that she could close a 30,000 deal before she was able to do it. She had to see herself as a 5-figure earner in her own business before she could actually do it, no matter what I taught. I can teach strategy all day. I can teach the tactical things that you have to deploy. I can teach all of those things. But if you can't see yourself in the narrative, if you can't see yourself as the star of that movie, then you'll never be able to do it. And you'll just sit on the sidelines watching me do it all day because this is what we do. I'm throwing you the ball the whole time, but it's hitting you in your chest and hitting the floor. Right? So I'm throwing you the ball the whole time, but it's hitting you in the chest and it's hitting the floor. You're not catching it. You're not catching it. You're not getting it, and you're not running. When I finally throw you the ball after 100 times and you catch it, boom. And then you see the goal and you're like, I can get there. And you trust and believe in the process. You're going to run the play. When an intruder or the blocker comes, when you come back to the community and say, hold on, this is happening. How do I respond? When we show you how to respond and you respond that way, you roll off them, they hit the floor, you get closer. Then something else happens. You bring it back to the community. Hey, community, I'm going through this. And the community gives you feedback and the coach gives you feedback. And you're like, okay, duck. And you duck. And the linebacker flies over you and misses you. And you keep running. What happens is through this process, you begin to hit the goals. You begin to actually hit goals or crush goals over and over again. And your income begins to grow, your impact begins to grow, and your client list begins to grow. Your revenue, your daily, your monthly, your weekly, your revenue begins to grow. But this is the thing, until you see yourself on the field, getting the wins, lined up next to the coach, it won't happen. As long as you see yourself on the sidelines, and as long as you relegate yourself to the sidelines, as long as you're stuck on the sidelines, it'll never take place.
That's right. All right, guys. So we're about to go to a break in a few seconds. But before we do, I want you to put it in the chat. What have you learned so far? What have you taken away so far? We about halfway through the show this morning. What have you taken away so far? Let's put that in the chat. When we come back, we're gonna be answering a few of these questions. I see some questions in the chat as well. If you do have a question about business, branding, copy, sales, marketing, whatever, right? You could definitely put that down there, and then we'll get to that when we come back. All right, let's grow.
Guys, we're about to have so much fun at the Business to Brand Bootcamp, B2B. Listen, I know you got the LLC, the 501c3, the S Corp, the C Corp, and you're like, well, what do I do with this now, Sean? What do I do now? The empty business bank account, the business bank account with a couple zeros in it. What do I do with this now? You turn the business into a brand, right? You go B2B. Business to brand. We're going to show you exactly how to do that at the Business to Brand Bootcamp, right? But we're going from hybrid, right? We're going from online to inline. I want you to align on time. So we're going from online, in time, and inline. We're bringing you to Myrtle Beach, guys. Myrtle Beach. That's right. Sun and fun and sand with the brand. 3 days, 3 days in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina with yours truly, Sean East. We're going to show you the fundamental basics, and then we're going to explode the fundamental basics into exponential brand development. So we're going to take you from B to B, Business to Brand Bootcamp. If you know how we started, guys. Ooh, listen, if you know how we started from the crickets. All right. Saw a little gaps in there, a couple freezes in there. I said, hold on, let's pull that back. So let's see a couple of these takeaways.
All right. So Sierra says, I learned a new term, SOI. So SOI stands for speed of implementation. So definitely, Sierra, your ROI or your return on investment is at your speed of implementation. Definitely. I see Kiana says, do the work already laid out.
That's a key. That's a key right there, because sometimes what you already know, what you got to do is what you know to do. When she says, when the young lady said, every time she said, I just did this, she said, Sean had been saying, do this for a long time. I just did it, and then I got the results. But he's been saying this for months. Then I did it, and I got the results. So do the work that's already laid out.
All right, so Shade says immaculate perception. It's interesting.
You have to position yourself as preeminent in the mind of the market, or you'll never get the results or the respect that you'd like. Now, how do you do that? You do that through your consistency, your professionalism, and your way of expressing and communicating what it is that you do, how you display your results and your clients' wins. Make sure that your clients are winning. I say this all the time. It's not about you. It's about your clients winning. Everybody wants to get rich. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to be the person that's on the, the hood of the car. Like they want to be the symbol. But this is services, right? This is professional services. Just think about that. Professional services. When you own a car detail shop, just think about this in concept or context, but please hear me out. When you have a car detail shop and someone brings in their rusty, busty, dusty car for detail, after the service, is it your job to look shiny? Kind of like a trick question, isn't it? Is it your job to look shiny and phenomenal after the customer or client brings their rusty, dusty, busty car to your shop for detail? It's not. It's your job to make the car look phenomenal. It's your job to make the client look phenomenal. It's your job to help them become phenomenal. That's your main job. So as long as you're assisting your client in becoming phenomenal, you will become phenomenal by default. What happens is people cut out the client, cut out the customer, cut out the person that they're supposed to be serving, and they become self-serving and self-effacing and self-promoting. And it's all about them. And that's when they lose big.
All right. So Kimberly says, see yourself as the star. See yourself as the star.
Yes, of course. So this is the thing. If you see yourself as a star, as compared to someone else's son, that's phenomenal. As a professional services provider, again, you are the Yoda to someone else's Jedi Knight. You're the Yoda to someone else's Jedi Knight. You're the coach. So think about Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was the coach. Michael Jordan was the star. And this is the recipe for success, guys. This is the recipe for success. Phil Jackson is the winningest coach ever. And he did the same thing no matter who he worked with. He did it in Chicago with Jordan. And then he did it in LA with Kobe. Our problem is we want to become Jordan. We want to be the one. Everybody wants to be the one. But everybody can't be the one. Sometimes you got to be the two. And this is the problem. When you're trying to be the sun in the solar system and your client is trying to be the sun in the solar system, now you're in a competitive space. That's never going to work. That's never going to work. Now I'm going into deep coaching, and I'm not going to go too deep into the deep coaching and the psychology of creating a phenomenal, successful, immaculate coaching profession. I'm not going to do that here. However, just take what I've said so far and deepen it. Go deeper into it.
Most definitely. I think Sonia says immaculate perception as well. So Kiana says, my service will shine so you can shine. Okay, this is interesting.
Okay.
So Anna says,
Okay.
I want to make a documentary. Can you help? I will share the proceeds 70-30. I guarantee great sales with my life and story. 70-30 paid.
That's interesting. We will follow up on the back end of that, right? This is not for one-on-one opportunity. This is more for a collaborative and group learning. However, we appreciate that. So thank you very much. But so let's go. Let's talk about what we're shifting into. Like there's something coming up, guys. There's something coming up that we have yet to have done. Right? And this is where you're going to want to be to understand what it looks like. We're doing a Myrtle Beach mastermind called the B2B, business to brand, right? Business to brand boot camp, Myrtle Beach mastermind. You're going to want to get in the room August 19th. So August 19th through the 21st, we're going to be hosting live a Myrtle Beach mastermind. Let me help you understand this. It's not going to be real until you do. It's not going to move you until you move. You're not going to be in the room. You're not going to get into the room until you actually get in the room. You have to change something about yourself. And sometimes that's your location. Sometimes it's your group, right? Your environment. Phenomenal things happen to people who leave their environment. Think about going to college. Sometimes think about going to the military. You can't stay in the same place that you're not great in and phenomenal in and expect to become phenomenal and great. Sometimes you have to leave your environment. Sometimes you actually have to sojourn. You have to get out of your comfort zone, right? It requires, think about Jesus, Moses, Muhammad. Like you have to leave your immediate environment to come back as the guru. I'm just going to let that sit for a moment. Let that breathe.
Shan, that's what you call a hero's journey, right?
You can't journey in the same place. Everybody's here because they've hit a ceiling. Everybody's here because they've hit a wall. I don't know where you're at in your business. You might be at 4 figures. You might be at 5 figures. You might be at 6 figures. And you're looking to go from 4 to 5, from 5 to 6, and from 6 to 7. Right? We're going to help you go from wherever you're at in your business to wherever you need to be in your business, your next level. Whatever that is. So if you've never made money in business, this is your way to start making money. If you're making 5 figures, this is your way to hit 6. If you're making 6 figures, this is your way to hit 7. And so on and so forth. But this is the thing. You can't stay in your comfort zone and expect to get different results. You can't expect to do the same thing and produce different results in the same place. It requires a different mindset. It requires a different situation. I can remember my first meeting with a bona fide millionaire, right? Now, at this time, I was in the 5-figure space. I was in a $60,000 to $80,000 a year space. I was a professional, but I was a professional employee. I was an employee, even though I was under the title of a consultant. So I could come and go as I wanted, but I couldn't go too far because I had to keep going to the assignments to procure the income, right? I was traveling. I was doing the things that I like to do. However, there was a leash. There was a leash. I couldn't go but so far. I had to return back to get more power from the source and get the permission from the source to go and add value and be the speaker, coach, workshop developer. I was still working in the capacity of like a satellite for someone else's sun, right? Someone else's Death Star or planet. I was like a satellite of theirs. I represented their organization. And while I was on one of these trips, I spoke with a millionaire. And I said, we're talking and he's giving me some advice. And I'm like, would you mind doing me a real favor? And he was like, sure. I'm sure he was probably thinking, when you ask a millionaire a favor, it's like, let me hold something.
Yeah.
Let me hold something. So it's kind of like when you ask a millionaire a favor, sometimes it can come out like this, right? Sometimes it can come out like this. Help me, right? So you don't want to do that. I'm just teaching right now, so don't take it personally. I'm just saying you don't want to do that when you have the opportunity to speak with someone who's in a state of prominence and doing the things that you would like to do and earning the proceeds and the results that you would like to in life. This is a better way to situate it. Remember that the quality of the answer will depend upon the quality of the question. So we want to be hungry and never thirsty. So I asked the millionaire, I said, can I see your bank account? He said, what? I said, can I see your bank account? I've never seen a balance of 7 figures and better. Personally, on a phone, I've seen snapshots, but snapshots are lies, right? Snapshots, people make all kinds of snapshots all day. I said, I'm not interested in that, but I want to see what it looks like. So he opened his bank account to me. He showed me his bank account. And you know how on your bank account, you got a couple of them, right? So he opened his bank account, and his bank account had a couple of bank accounts. And altogether, I saw 8 figures, about $40 million. And on the separate accounts, there was like 10 million here, 7 million here, $500,000 here, 3 million here, and 12 million here. Altogether, the total was 40,700 and some, 40,700,000 and some $1,000. And I was just like, wow, that's what's possible. That's what's possible. So you have to be in proximity to see what's possible. If I wasn't in the room, I would not have gotten that opportunity. And then I would not have been able to conceptualize it or crystallize it as a possibility. However, everything shifted for me on that day. Everything shifted for me. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and ask people to show you their bank accounts. Don't do that. Just put yourself in the proximity with the people who are making the moves that you'd like to make, doing the things that you'd like to do, living the life that you would like to live, and running the business that you would like to run. Put yourself in the room, and we're giving people the opportunity to put themselves in the room at Myrtle Beach on August 19th through the 21st. So you can see what it looks like, see who it looks like, and be able to take that truth home with you.
And listen, I felt like I was right there with you, looking at the phone when you were telling that, when you were just telling that story.
Yeah. Get out of it. Like get out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you got to run out of your house. Like run. I had to run out of my house. I had to run away from my family. I had to run away because the family that I had wasn't conducive to the success that I wanted to give my family, my core family. I want you to understand this. The environment that I was in wasn't conducive for me to produce the kind of results that I had to. So I had to run up out of there. You guys are in some situations that you got to run up out of, because it keeps your mind limited. It keeps your opportunities limited. It keeps your spatial integration limited. You can't see some things. And when you can't see some things, you can't achieve some things, and you can't believe some things. And it doesn't seem real for you. It only seems real for other people. But it is real for you, and it can be you. So you want to remove yourself from your situation so you can remove yourself from your situation.
Shan, say that one more time for the people in the back.
You want to remove
In the
yourself.
back.
You want to remove yourself from your situation so you can remove yourself from your situation. The young lady that we're talking about who closed the 30K, if she was in the same environment, same situation, and never came into the community, she'd have never closed a $30,000 deal. It wouldn't have happened. She had to relocate herself mentally. She had to relocate herself business-wise. And she did that by entering the community. Now, what we're doing with this mastermind is we're condensing easily. We're condensing and compounding a year's worth of mastermind environment, a year's worth of coaching and consulting, a year's worth of exposure to the right environment in 3 days. Again,
I don't know what to say again.
Again, let me say this again, so you can tie it to what I said before. Your ROI is based on your SOI. This is the first implementation. You must implement. You must implement. Click on the link, grab the link, copy the link, do whatever you can. I said it on the call last night. I said swim, fly, run, get a bike, do anything you can to get in the room. Do anything you can, borrow, take a look, do whatever you need to do to get in the room, because that's how transformational the right room is. Right rooms are transformational. You go in the right room, you never come out the same. You go in the right room, it's wet. Literally, you go in the right room wet and leave on fire. Wet, beat up. Life did you filthy. Life did you filthy. Beat up, run amok, confused, dazed, sleep, half sleep. And then you leave that room and never go to sleep again. And you wake up everybody else you get in touch with. People come close to you and you light their fire.
So let's talk about who is this event for? So who should come to this event?
If you're on this call, it's for you. If you're hearing this content, it's for you. If you are an entrepreneur, business owner, aspiring coach, speaker, consultant, if you want a better income, if you want to maximize your ability to grow yourself individually, personally, or professionally, spiritually, guys, business is a spiritual game. Business is a spiritual game. And this is why people are almost like about their business, they're religious. They're religious about their business. Business is the highest level of personal and professional development that you will ever find. Because to go from 5 figures to 6, you got to learn some things about yourself. You got to fix some things about yourself. To go from 6 figures to 7, you got to learn some things about yourself. You got to fix some more things about yourself to go from 6 to 7 figures, or everyone would be there. What happens is, again, with the SOI, people aren't willing to do the work. They're not willing to make the investments in themselves, monetarily and time-wise. Don't take vacations and not make life-changing investments. For me, I didn't have a vacation for 8 years. All of my vacations were invested in business. I would take 2 weeks off of a job and stay in 5 books, or continue finals, or fly to seminars. But laying on a beach and relaxing and taking time off, when I don't have 7 figures, 8 figures in my bank account, the job isn't done. It isn't even begun. Like, it isn't even halfway done. I didn't believe like I deserved a vacation when my family couldn't rent out a resort and do the things that we really want to do. So stop taking many vacations and build a phenomenal life. I get passionate, my bad.
Nah, I mean, no apologies necessary. I think people need to have that passion. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to hurt feelings, right? What I want you to do is understand what's required. Understand what's required. If it takes you 15 years, 25 years, 30 years to be able to take a 2-week vacation, come on, man. That's not a phenomenal life. Invest your next 5 years, 4 years, 3 years into building something where you could live for the rest of your life doing what you want to do and helping other people to do the same thing too. it used to harm, like it used to hurt me psychologically and emotionally when people would talk to me about a staycation or a 1 week, 2 week vacation only to come back to the same rat trap that they wanted to get out of in the first place. I would just say, why would you take however much it's going to cost, 2,000 to 10,000? Why would you take that money and can't go live in a dream state for a moment and then have to come back to your reality, which is a nightmare, instead of taking the same amount of money, the same amount of time, and put it into something that's going to bring you a real life that's phenomenal, so your life can become a vacation instead of your life being work and them giving you a small vacation. Do the work so you can get a phenomenal life that's like a vacation. It just never made sense to me. It just never made sense to me. It was almost self-flagellation, punishing yourself, looking at things that you can't really do for real. You can only take a small break and look at it for a moment and then have to return to your situation, not having gained any more clarity or any more information that's going to help you change your situation permanently.
That's powerful. And you know, while you're saying that, I'm just thinking about how, I guess, how we've been conditioned.
Trained
Let me just say that, and how this conditioning sort of keeps us in the same cycle.
all day.
I'll just leave that
All
there. I'll
Yeah.
just leave that there. So let me ask the crowd. Does anybody here have a question about the B2B? The link is at the bottom of the screen somewhere here. You could just type that into your stuff. Listen, guys, it's made so like literally everybody here should be able to get in the room.
Don't
But
make
Shan,
that
I think it's
waste.
very important to note that this is gonna be exclusive, right? So we're capping the
Oh yeah,
event
nah, we're capping
at
at
a
20.
certain
We're
number.
capping at 25. That's my number, 25. We don't want a whole lot of people because a whole lot of people dilutes the process.
Exactly.
If you've ever been to any one of our trainings, any one of our challenges, any one of our virtual masterminds, and you thought we did hard work, you thought you were in an environment that was transformational, you thought you got, I mean, people have taken trainings of ours and closed 15K during the training. People have come to masterminds of ours virtually and learned something on the first day and did something before the second day and earned $15,000. Other people have done the homework and found $10,000. So again, it comes back to the ROI and the SOI. What you want, what you get, what you're willing to do for your family and your family's future and legacy.
So there you have it, guys. It's only 25. Listen, it's filling up pretty fast. Like if you want to get in the room, you definitely need to go on that link. Let's put that link up again, Mr. B. Go to that link, secure your spot. I would do it today. I would do it today because it's not gonna be up very long. All right. So Shan, let's see. We will be shutting down in a few minutes, but I wanna see, is there anything else you'd like to let the people know when it comes to this event?
No,
Let's talk about the main aim of the event, right? So for those who don't know, it is called business to brand. So that means if you have a business idea even, and you want
okay.
to
Let
take that
me
idea,
let me give you what
yeah.
the thing is, and I'm gonna use the young lady who recently earned probably a lot of people's yearly salary, right? In a day. She had a business. She been had a business. You guys have businesses. You've been had businesses. The problem is she wasn't branded. She had a business. She had a LLC. A lot of you have C corps, S corps, LLCs, 501c3s, but you don't have a brand. And the brand is what made her magnetic in the marketplace and what allowed her image management, impression management to compound interest on the client who was looking for a provider, and she became the only viable solution. So that's going to be one of the takeaways from this mastermind, helping you learn and internalize how to become your ideal client's only viable solution. It's ownership of the mind of the market. She now has the mind of the market when it comes to her niche. Before we began working together, she had a business that wasn't bringing her any revenue. So if you have a business that is bringing you no revenue, some revenue, but you've hit a cap on your earning potential and your marketing isn't working to take you past where you are, and you'd like to go to from where you are to the next level and see some massive gains rapidly in your business, then this is what this event is for. But I told the young lady is not to concentrate on the 30. We're going to do that 3 more times, and she's going to close this year out with a 6-figure salary for herself.
Exactly. I was about to say that's only the first one.
Yeah, that's
That's
only the
only the
first one.
first one.
That's not. See, this is what people don't understand. Even though it's $30,000, and you hear $30,000, and you're like, it's not no money.
Exactly.
It's not a lot of money. What it is it's a beginning, and it's a confidence builder. Because if you can close 1, then you know you can close 2. If you can close 2, you know you can close 3. And what happens is after working this really fast, like after working this and really digging into it, what happens is you turn around and you close 18 of them. So I told her this. I said, listen, 3 more before the year is out, then you'll have a 6-figure salary. And next year, running this play, you'll be a 7-figure business. That's what this event is about. Identity shifting. Identity and results shifting.
There you have it, guys. There you have it, guys. Business to Brand Bootcamp. The link is right there below. So type that into your browser. We'll see you on the inside.
Oh, it's affordable too. Like it's affordable.
Yes,
It's affordable. Again, do whatever you can to get in the room. Do whatever you can to get in the room. There's really no excuse. There's the price is not through the roof down the block and around the corner. It's massively affordable. I made it that way so you could have an opportunity to do what you want to do and come on in.
exactly.
Come on in. Let's go.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a phenomenal day, and let's grow.
Make yourself next.